Good evening. I want to call the Columbia County Board of Commissioners May 17th meeting to order. Ask Commissioner Galius if he will open us with the invocation.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Bow with me, friends. Our most loving and mighty Lord, we give you thanks and praise for all of the blessings upon us, fair weather and rain to make things grow, the bounty you've given us in our community, the people who keep us safe and make our county prosper. We ask that you reside with us as we consider the matters before us, so that we may be proper stewards of your bounty. Amen.
Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Record show we have a full quorum of commissioners. Commissioners, you have the minutes from the May 3rd board meeting in your package. If you had a chance to review them and your approval, I'll accept a motion to do so.
Motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. As well, you have the minutes from the budget public hearing.
Motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. Johnson, are we set on our agenda tonight?
I believe it's ready to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Special recognition, so we'll go straight to the consent agenda. Commissioners, the items on the consent agenda have been through the necessary committees and received the necessary votes to be placed on consent agenda. If they still meet with your approval, I'll accept a motion to approve them all with one vote.
Move to approve, sir.
Second.
Questions? Favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. On to debate agenda. Go to Commissioner Skinner for the first
Hey,
item.
Mr. Chair,
One.
item 1, file VA 220401. I'll make a motion to approve the request for a variance from section 90-52, auxiliary dwelling located at tax map 078H, parcel 167, in order to retain an existing auxiliary dwelling on property less than 20,000 square feet in area.
Second.
This is from last meeting. We heard from the property owner when one of the questions that was asked of the property owner was if a recent as-built had been performed. Had not been. The property owner did have an as-built completed. The code section that we are discussing here tonight says that you must have 20,000 square feet in order to have an ancillary dwelling on your property. Per her new survey, she is 19.1 square feet shy of meeting the 20,000 foot requirement. So the motion is to allow her to retain the ancillary dwelling. We'll have another item to take up about the location of the ancillary dwelling if you approve this one.
Questions? Motion on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Carries.
Hey, Mr.
Second
Chair.
part of this.
Yes, sir. As an additional motion, I make a motion to approve the request for a variance from section 90-53, list of lot and structure requirements for tax map 078H, parcel 167, in order to retain an existing detached accessory garage structure on property less than 20,000 square feet in an area subject to the following conditions. The side setback is reduced for the existing detached garage building only. Any new buildings on the property, including reconstruction or replacement of the detached garage, must meet the required setbacks for the R2 zoning district. No auxiliary dwelling larger than 1,700 square feet is allowed on the property, and the existing structure must comply with all building and fire code requirements and must meet the architectural standards of the neighborhood.
This is the same building we just discussed. Basically, the motions that was just made allows the building to stay as it is and the location it is. It is inside the 10-foot setback. Per the survey, she is about 2.24 feet inside the setback at the rear of the building and about 0.51 feet at the front of the building. This motion does allow the building to stay as it is, the staircase remains. Does require her to bring the current building to the current building code. Mr. Scarberry has been working with her on those issues, where what needs to be done. I believe Ms. McGinnis is aware of what needs to be done as well. It only applies to this existing structure, so if she were to build a new structure, she'd have to meet all current codes. I believe that was the three.
Address that with code enforcement. Building requirements will go through Mr. Scarborough.
Everything that needs to be brought up,
Everything will be up to,
prove this, yes, sir.
Where it says no ancillary dwelling larger than 1,700 square feet is allowed on the property, how big is this one? And what's the significance of that line item?
I think the significance behind that was the fact that she does not have the 20,000 feet, so you're basically locking her into this ancillary structure. You're not allowing her to go bigger. Add
Oh,
to
so
this.
this one's 1,700, there's
Correct.
no bigger, okay.
Correct.
Any other questions? There's a motion, second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hands. Carries.
Mr. Chair, next is item A2. It's ordinance 2202, amending Chapter 6 alcoholic beverages, second reading. I make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance number 2202, amending Chapter 6 alcoholic beverage, and to go into effect the day after the second reading.
Second.
Doctor.
So this is the second reading for the amended alcohol ordinance. This is Chapter 6. This deals with the separation between existing liquor store locations, as well as separation from churches, parks, school buildings. The separation for the buildings from liquor store to liquor store will be 1,000 feet, 1 mile as the crow flies, straight line distance. Separation from the schools, churches, that says 1,000 feet. Applies to the closest property line, not to the building itself, so property line. Approves, you'll have another one for the zoning section next.
Questions? Motion, second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Item A3, I make a motion to approve the second reading of the ordinance number 2203, amending Chapter 90, zoning Article 3, commercial, industrial, professional, special, plan unit development, and plan development districts, Section 90-97, allowed uses, Section 90-147, use provisions, and to go into effect the day after the second reading.
Second.
For this one, you're actually changing the zoning requirements for liquor stores. Current zoning allows a liquor store to go in if it has the proper zoning. This will actually make it a conditional use. Any new liquor store would have to come before this board for approval, regardless of the current zoning of the parcel. So C2 zoning now, they can go in it. If changes approved, they'll have to come in front of you, ask for conditional use in that C2 zoning to have a liquor store.
But there will be no more automatic
Correct.
classification.
We'll have to vote on the conditional use, and then you will also have to vote on the license itself, twice on any new liquor stores.
Questions? Motion, second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Item A4, Resolution 22-13. I make a motion to approve the second reading of Resolution 22-13 to establish a street light district in Jackson Heights, Phase 1.
second.
So we have a request from the developer for streetlights to be installed. This is the second reading. You have the information in front of you. The cost will be associated with this.
Questions? The motion is second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hands. We go to you.
Yes, sir. I make a motion to approve the service agreement for the Hattie Mae and Deborah Marshall Memorial Scholarship Fund.
Second.
Johnson, you want
This is a scholarship fund that was set up in memory of Deborah Marshall, a long-time elections director by her mother, and this is the funds that have been here out of the discretionary funds for the commissioner that's listed.
Questions? Right hand. Mr. Lear, I believe we're to you.
Yes, sir. I make a motion to appoint Nate Hobbs to the Drainage Basin Advisory Council and Bobby Gagnon to the Civil Service Commission with a term ending 12/31/22.
Second.
Questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Are appointed. Back to you, Commissioner Skinner.
All right, sir. Item C1, file RZ 220503. I make a motion to approve the request for a rezoning from R1 to S1 for 6.16 acres as depicted on the preliminary plat prepared for BAPS Augusta LLC by Carolina Land Surveying LLC on February the 22nd, 2022. Property located at tax map 077, parcel 065.
Second.
Request here, this is part one of a two-part request. The first request that you're dealing with now is a rezoning from R1 to S1. So there's a lot of lines here that are kind of confusing. There's an existing parcel here that is zoned S1. That is, you're not dealing with that now. So that leaves you the remaining portion here. That there is one big parcel. They're asking to rezone this section here, S1. They're buying a portion of the whole parcel. So that's why it references the preliminary plat for the reference here. The preliminary plat shows the bearings and distances of that line. So you're asking, what is being asked of you now is rezone from R1 to S1 for just that portion I have highlighted there. Part two will discuss what it's being used to move it forward.
Any questions? There's a motion second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries.
Next item, second part of the motion, for file RZ 220503. I make a motion to approve the request for a revision of S1 zoning for property located at tax map 077, parcel 064, for an expansion of the existing place of worship and to provide more recreation areas subject to the conditions enumerated in the May 5th, 2022 Planning Commission.
Second.
So this revision allows modifies the approved plan for this site, as now they have additional additional S1 zoning if they move forward with the purchase. They're asking you to approve this proposed new use for this S1 zoning. They're expanding some buildings, some play areas, parking lot. The driveway location will actually shift down and line up with Hammond Berry, yes. Right across, it'll be a T intersection on Furious Ferry at a break in the median. Here you have the plan they're proposing to go with.
Any questions? Motion second on the floor. All in favor, raise your right hand. Legal matters.
No legal matters.
No request for review by committee, because I've been here 8 years, and that's only happened once, and I think I goaded somebody into doing it. Public comments? We have 3 executive session items I believe we can deal with right here and now. So I'll go to you, Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, sir. I make a motion to approve $43,600 to Patrick McNamara, tax parcel 071004C, right-of-way and/or easement.
Second.
Doctor, close are we?
A
Not
long
even?
way. We're just getting started. 125 or so to go. We're in for a long
gonna get
year
on it
behind.
Motion on the floor, all in favor, raise your right hand. Carries.
Make a motion to approve $3,600 Matthew McDowell, tax 06501A, right-of-way and/or project.
Second.
For the record, that's 2. All in favor, raise your right hand.
Make a motion to approve 100,000 to Blackburn, tax parcel 5012, right-of-way and/or easements for the Hardin McManus.
Second.
Any questions? You got
I
a lot
just
of
want
money.
to point out on all these, those numbers you're saying, 80% of those numbers are being paid through MPO funds. We're only responsible for 20% of those numbers. So 100,000 that you just authorized, is only 20,000 is coming from county funds.
Correct, but then some of us, we get reimbursed from T-Splost on some of this, aren't we?
Not on this phase. We're actually doing this phase through MPO funding. We'll actually do the construction with T-Splost funding, and at that point, we'll be reimbursed plus a percentage for managing the project for DOT.
Any questions? All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries. I only see one more item on the agenda.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. Adjourned.
Increase one.
15 minutes. 16.
Increase, you win?